your noise in the background.
Okay, Sammy.
I think it might be Kurt.
Right.
I'll mute that later on. Anyway, so Kurt is like my right hand guy. We've known each other for about like a year, and anytime I need like help with like ads or funnels or whatever, he like goes, he checks, he makes sure, and then he does the same thing with me. And then we just bounce like questions. We call each other all the time. Anyway, Corbin meet Kurt, Kurt meet Corbin.
Nice to meet you.
Cool.
Sounds like you know some good stuff.
A little bit.
Huh, Kurt?
A little bit.
Sweet. Okay, well, I'm just going to go right into this. I'm going to be sharing my screen, and I'm also going to be muting you guys. But if you have questions, just like go inside the chat box or message me on FB or whatever. But this is what I want to be going over is the way I do customer research. Now, Corbin, this is mainly geared towards you just because you obviously had what's been going on with your mortgage client.
Basically they didn't get I got them 5 leads. One of them, according to him, only one of them wanted more than just the free guide, the offer, and so 4 of them weren't really interested in a mortgage, and one of them was, and you know he paid me like $200 for those 5 leads approximately, and then $175 towards ad spend. So yeah, he's just like, let's pause this, rethink it, and continue in 2 to 3 weeks. And I don't blame him. Like, he just wants to make sure like we're actually on the right path.
Right.
My relevancy score was like between 4 and 6, and so it was like right on the edge of acceptable, but not really there.
Right. Cool. Yeah, Kurt, if you ever have anything or just like any questions or comments or like any advice, go ahead and just shoot it out. Also, Corbin, do you have your screen is like gray?
Yeah, there I am. I have a little camera cover, but yeah, yeah, my wife's walking around, but she's a little bit more clothed now.
Okay, I just didn't know if that was like your camera messing up, but do what you do.
Okay, cool.
Cool. So I have
what sort of mortgage are you dealing with? Like FHA or VA or which?
It's Australia, so I'm actually, that's part of the problem here. I didn't do my research, and I don't even know what they have over there, but I don't think they have what we have.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So Kurt, did you do mortgage stuff?
Yeah, I did do a little mortgage stuff. It was VA loans and first-time home buyers.
Yeah.
Did you find out anything that worked for you, or get any leads or sales?
Yeah, we made a few sales, got a few closings with medical nurses, veteran nurses.
Nice.
Happened to wind up being a pretty popular niche we fell into, and that was just by doing market research and testing.
Cool. What was the offer that you had up front?
It was pretty much to schedule their consultation. Like, I ran the video funnel of the VA government has a funnel, a video on YouTube, and we ran that for engagement and pretty much put some qualifications on there, credit score required, things like that. Because the biggest problem we ran into.
Right.
Can you mute that? Whoever's.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm muting.
The biggest problem is, you're not, the credit was like over 80% of the people that we've generated leads that came in, their credit score wasn't high enough. So a way to get around that is to incorporate another version of a company that can, so you go to a credit debt consolidation company and you tell them, look, I can provide you with leads that you're already getting leads for, right? You've already got name, email, phone number of these people that wanted the VA loan, but they're not qualified credit wise. So you can actually sell those leads to the credit repair company, right? And then essentially they're paying for the ad spend and the marketing budget for the mortgage guy that you're running the ads for. So that's like a backdoor way around it, because like I said, credit score was the number one biggest issue with customer research and generating the money that we spent. I think it was $22 to $29 per lead.
Okay. That's how much the credit repair place would pay you?
No. That was what we were generating VA loans for off of our ads.
the 22 to 29 per lead that you generated.
Probably around $3,500 on ad spend in a matter of like 2.5 months. But she was willing to do. She's got money. She was willing to do some testing. So it was kind of like a back and forth thing. She was working, helping me out with lingo and things like that, because I'm not a real estate guy. You know, I don't know much about the market and the APIs and all these percentages and shit that they were spitting off. So she kind of really helped me create the ad copy to help us kind of get that success.
Nice.
Cool. So, Corbin, now that you've heard that, go ahead and tell Kurt what you've been working on this past like week or two, like the offer that you've been doing, what the ads have been doing, the targeting, etc., and then the results that you got.
Okay. So I came up with 3 offers. One of them was like 7 mortgage mistakes, 7 costly mortgage mistakes most home buyers make, 7 mortgage myths most first-time home buyers believe, and essentially a different title, same 7 points. And then the other one was 7 costly dangers most home inspectors miss, and that was like a list of 7 things where, I mean, whether it's mold under the carpet or it was a meth house and they didn't check for that, or, you know, just things that people looking for their first home, they would find valuable. Like, oh, I didn't even think about that, you know? Right. So, not directly related to mortgage, but like, hey, it's related to buying a home and you need a mortgage to buy a home. So it's like indirectly related. And so, yeah, a lot of these people were opting in to get this guide because they feel like, oh, I gotta know this information when I'm looking for a home. But then it's like, yeah, but it's way down the road. And this mortgage guy's like, you know, I don't want like 12 months down the road people. I want like within the 3 months people looking to buy that soon. So
what sort of target are you using for
that? So targeting, I did income level plus interests minus some jobs. So like income level, I think I did 60,000 in Australian dollars up to 150 in income per year. And basically our version of Zillow down there.
Right.
And like 3 or 4 other interests that were very related to that, like some behaviors like first-time home buyers, or
likely to move,
these things that that Facebook creates, you know.
Right.
So basically, if the income matched any of those interests, then it would be a match, and then minus any mortgage brokers, realtors, or homeowners. And then I also did age range of 25. What was it? 25 to 45, because he was wanting to target people who are buying their first home.
All right. Yeah. So the headlines for the ebooks or the those sound like good headlines.
Oh, thanks.
Like that, I could see that's. Where did you get the customer research to define those headlines? You know what I mean? Like those 7 points were actually something that these people were looking for.
You know, I kind of just pulled it from my butt, and just I've never bought a home, and it was just kind of like, what would I find valuable? And I'm looking for a home, and so it was just like anecdotal, like personal. And I did do a Facebook post where I asked people about like, what advice do you have for when you're getting a mortgage? And I got a lot of differing stuff, like, oh, you got to shop for a mortgage by the interest rate or the ease of payment. And it was just like, well, maybe I didn't ask the right question. And so, yeah, that's why I'm here, because I really, I don't know how to do research for Facebook ads.
What about a survey? Qualify. Yeah, you kind of pre-qualify these people through a survey, asking them, what current interest rates maybe they're dealing with, or their, a second opinion kind of approach, right? Maybe they've already got an opinion from somebody, but their interest rate was way too high. They wouldn't come with different avenues for doing research like that is running a survey, because they're going to actually tell you what they're looking for or where they're at right now.
So, like, what kind of questions would I ask in a survey to find out the information that's going to help me create an attractive offer? You know.
Now, the ad copy will be where you get the attraction to the post, right? But the survey is going to really qualify them.
So, got it.
Current, the interest rates that they're, you're trying to find people that are already in the market, right? They're looking for somebody. He's looking for people to close within the next 3 months. So you want to ask people that are already, like I said, mortgage industry is not really my niche. So I can only say, what I would suggest would just be the interest rates, find those 3 or 4 or 5 pain points that these people are dealing, these first time home buyers are running into, whether it be those 7 points that you found or not, and hit on those things, right? So you just kind of ask them in a form of a question, not giving them the information right up front. Let them answer the questions.
So I use ClickFunnels to receive the click. And I did have a survey going for all of them. It was like 5 questions, like how much are you looking to spend on your home? How much down payment are you looking to spend? How soon are you looking? That kind of thing. And then when they opted in, I would get their name, email, phone number, and I think at first we were asking for too much, like zip code. And so instead of 2 name fields, like first name, last name, I just did name, email, phone number, and like took out zip code, because like he can find that out when he calls them.
Right.
So, but yeah, I kind of did have a survey, but maybe I needed to add a couple more questions to like further qualify them, like how soon are you looking to buy a home? I don't know.
I'm gonna pull up my VA funnel right quick and see the survey question.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Do that if you can do the targeting too. And then Corbin, I have some slides just to kind of expand your thinking more on like the customer research side of things. Like this is what I use every single time I'm going inside of like a new niche, a new industry or whatever. Like I can't personally know because I have no experience. So I have to go and find that experience, but I have to go and find the questions that people are actually asking and simply just give them what they want. So yeah, Kurt, let's do that. Let's do the funnel and then the targeting. And then I'll just quickly go over the slides later on. And then Corbin, I also have a few case studies or like examples that I did so you can see it. And then this will really help you out. So we'll go from there.
Did you want me to share my screen or?
Yeah.
Where is that at?
LSU. Cool.
Game day.
Here is this. Can you see that, Corbin? Corbin, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. Can you see everything, like the screen?
Let me just click on it and it'll show it. Yeah, now I can see it.
Okay, so this is a VA funnel that we ran, and this is on ClickFunnels. It's pretty much a survey.
And you can see it's kind of the same. It's the same one that I kind of gave you, huh, Corbin?
Yeah, it's very similar.
Yeah. This was going after more VA loans. Mine was going after, people who are looking to buy a home. So it wasn't really mortgage related, but it was still kind of the same. It was the same concept. So.
Right. Just first time home buyer wise, are you looking to purchase or refinance a home? They're obviously going to be looking, we're targeting people that are looking to purchase a home. So you could just kind of rephrase these questions. And like I said, I don't know if this is the exact same funnel you gave him already, Tuck.
No, it was different.
Okay. No, it wasn't exactly.
So yeah, we asked somebody looking to purchase or refinance a home. Let's say home refinance. What is your current mortgage interest rate? All right. So this is a question essentially you could take, what are some of the current mortgage interest rates you're experiencing in your market? Right. And that'll give you an idea where they're at right now. And like I said, these numbers are more than likely going to be way different in the Australian market.
Yeah.
How much would you like to borrow? What is your current credit score? So that's where we really qualify them for the VA loan or not. Right. If they're below, like I think it was a 580 So if anybody had poor, I don't know, we would automatically send that lead out to a debt consolidation company, and then they would follow up with that lead.
Nice.
Do you have to put anything in your terms and conditions that says you're going to do that, or no?
Pretty much, I'll just run the privacy policy for her company, for the CMG Financial.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that deal between her and her debt consolidation partner, you know, that's just kind of like they're scratching each other's back, so to say. You know, they're helping each other out.
Cool. Can I see what info you capture on the opt-in?
Oh, yeah. So we do get pretty detailed here. Mm-hmm. And like I said, this was people that were we were going for only qualified people. You're not filling out this thing if you don't want me to give you a phone call type of guy.
Yeah.
And all of this information would go through Zapier into a Google Sheet. And then she can automatically, when she's ready to make that phone call, she's actually got the answers to all of the survey questions and this information. So when she gets on the phone with that person, they're ready to go. You know what I mean? She already knows everything about them, what branch of the military what the branch of the military they're in, you know, thank them for their service. You know, just really become very personal with that person, because the follow-up's going to be where all these deals are going to get closed. You know, as long as that guy's following up and you're bringing the right quality people, it should be a slam dunk.
Nice. Can I see your thank you page?
Yeah.
Also, did you do any optimizations to like notify her? I mean, I don't know what Zapier does, but like, or did you do any text messages to her phone to like let her know that she got a lead so that she can like call right away?
So yes, and that's going to be through ActiveCampaign, and there's a lot of back end automation that's set up for this, as far as email sequences and setting up the deals and goals. And I'm getting way more technical for you on this aspect if you don't never use ActiveCampaign before. But
is that within ClickFunnels?
No, ActiveCampaign, that's kind of like GetResponse, just another autoresponder.
Uh-huh.
But it allows me to set up automation, send out SMS text messaging, and kind of work them through a pipeline of email sequences, text messages, notifications, right? Just to kind of keep them in the loop, educate them on things as they're kind of maybe contemplating, or that they're taking that time to really do their research. You're providing them with additional content to kind of help them to them. So now they see you as more of not just somebody that's coming off to them as something salesy, but you're giving them information to kind of help them make the decision.
Cool. So not only can you like send a drip of emails to them to kind of prep them for the call and inform them and provide value, but you can also set up like a text message to the customer or to your clients so that they can call them ASAP, right?
Yes. And this is the thank you page. So it's pretty much thank you. We've already collected all that information. So now it's thank you for acquiring your VA loan. And then we added her calendar, her online scheduler in JavaScript code. So now these people can actually come in here and schedule an appointment with her through the week. Right.
That's cool.
I mean, that's a lot of friction to put on someone opting in, but like if she liked that, she liked, you know, qualifying them that much and making sure they're really interested and she's willing to pay, like I can see the value in that.
Yeah,
like, it just saves her time.
That, and then just think of yourself as you're filling out this information, right? It's not just name, email, phone number. All right, we're going to give you some junk. Like they're obviously filling out all this stuff because they either need the service or they see value in why you're asking these questions.
Awesome.
Right. So my VA loans, 47 leads, average $20, spent about $1,000. And then we ran some website clicks and did some other videos. I had her make a video of the walkthrough, like they do this, a different type of loan. So I ran an engagement campaign for the walkthrough and had her make a video, you know, kind of just going through the process of what it took to, get these people through this stage, right? Kind of just walking them through, but in video form. Like, so she's just literally, if she was sitting in front of across from you at the table, talking to you about all these deals, I had her make a little quick cut video about it.
So I see you had 47 results. Does that mean you retargeted everyone who opted in with an ad for engagement, like educating them?
So here's my retargeting for my VA loan. We brought an additional 14 link clicks to the ad. And this one was people who didn't finish the survey and who watched 25% of that government VA video I was telling you about.
Do you know if any of those 14 link clicks led to a lead? Yeah,
I'm sure. Well, being that we were generating them for $3 and something a link click to get people to get over to that landing page, I can go pull up the stats again on the and see exactly how much traffic we generated here. Yeah, so essentially had 51 opt-ins. So 15%, not a bad number. And then we're retargeting everybody who didn't make it through that survey, right? And we picked up another 14 people to kind of re-engage them into this post, right? So they opted in the first time. Maybe they didn't fill out the survey. Maybe they didn't make it all the way through. So now they're seeing this right now that you've seen the VA loan video I shared. Blah, blah, blah. Take a second and then just get them back to that. Get them back to your landing page. Create a little ad copy to relate to them, right? I understand the frustration with this. Maybe you've got a couple of buddies trying to pass, which turned out bad, or rejected because you needed some ridiculous credit score just to qualify, right? So I'm just hitting those pain points. I'm just tapping on them.
Well, you also did a lot of customer research on the front end to find out what the pain points were, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, she knew her market. You know what I mean?
Cool. And that's the retargeting. Did you have the other one that you can show?
Yeah.
The front end?
Yep.
If you can.
Yeah, I'll give them that.
If not, no biggie.
Is this for your course, or is this not something you're not gonna put out wide, right?
Nah, this is just here.
All right. 3 different states: Washington, California, Idaho. So we had her. Initially was California and Idaho, but then we had her go get some sort of certification in Washington so she could run ads to that too. And it's pretty much the same thing. How you were doing 25 to 45, I was doing 23 to 44. People fresh out of the military, served their 4 years. They're ready to get out now, go find them a home, right? And I did long copy, you know what I mean? Gave them a bunch of information, just a bunch of stats for her company.
Wow.
Right. So so you can imagine somebody reads this button, they fill out that survey, you know what I mean? You got a pretty qualified person that's going to be getting on the phone with you after they go through this process.
Yeah.
Well, notice all the bullet points there too, Corbin, right here, right at the 100%. So there's all this stuff. Like, Kurt, you didn't know about this stuff beforehand, right?
Yeah, no, this was things that we pretty much gathered through looking at her website, figuring out what they offered for VA VA loans, and what kind of, I probably should have put the credit score. Oh yeah, I did down here. Look, loan is based on. So
there you go.
I was just very transparent with the ad copy. I let them know everything that I could potentially let them know. I didn't leave out anything. I gave them all the stuff that they would really want to know if they were going to look at a mortgage loan for a VA.
Nice. So you're doing some really deep qualification here of these people, which like your funnel does, which, I mean,
right.
She probably had a pretty good conversion on the leads she did get.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in this video, you can't get more. You know, there's no fluff in this video. Like, this is straight from the U.S. The Veteran Affairs, United States of America Veteran Affairs. So we ran that a 2-minute and 40-minute video, and you know, low VA loan rates available for veterans. Get pre-qualified today. So I had 298 people that clicked on our offer to get to that landing page just from watching the video.
Cool.
And then you could see, you know, we got some engagement on. Right.
Nice.
And then she's replying back. So that's good. So you were saying like the person after getting what? How many leads did you get him? 3 or 4 or 2? Corbin?
5.
5, sweet. So do you know what you were paying per lead?
Let's see here. Spent like 175. So 175 divided by 5. $35.
Okay, cool. So yeah, he just needs to realize that like this is you always want to be working with people who are like willing to put in the work. Like he's not hiring you, you're basically hiring him. So you have to make sure that these guys are going to be putting in the work. You know, that they're commenting, that they're calling people, that they're closing, that they're following through, that you're basically creating a team atmosphere, right? And then he also has to understand that like you're doing this at still like an extremely low cost. I'm sure Kurt was charging more for all this stuff, but he also has to know that like it will take time to find out what the perfect lead and what the perfect offer will look like, right? So if you can narrow this down, my personal suggestion is just to find one ad. This is also coming from Nick the other day too, Kurt. But basically find one ad and one funnel for one industry, crush it out, find out what works the best, and then after that, use that as leverage to get your next client. And then you're basically going to close your next mortgage company as, you know, these are the results that we're producing right now. Are you in or not?
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Part of the trouble with this client is like, I recall when we first were talking, he's like, I got this business, this, you know, karate business, which is more established. And then I have this mortgage business that I'm trying to grow. And I don't know why I said, let's go for the mortgage business.
Right, Kurt? Oh,
yeah, I would have took the karate all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe, maybe that's something I mentioned down the road if things go poorly, but.
I mean, if I was you, I'd bring up this conversation you're having this morning. You know, you tell them, look, I got on the phone with two of my mentors or whatever, just kind of throw them some speech and tell them, you know, we looked at everything I had going on. They showed me everything that they're currently running for, you know, in the mortgage industry. And I'd like to give it one more shot. But this time, let's get some good customer research, right? Because initially, when you had that conversation with them, he's kind of trying to grow his mortgage industry. So how well does this guy really know the space?
He's probably sold a handful of mortgages. I don't know how well he knows it, but
right. And how about competition in the area? Have you looked at what 2 or 3 or 4 other mortgage companies are doing in your immediate area that you're marketing for that guy?
Yeah, he told me 2 competitors, and I like looked at their stuff, and they were doing like goofy viral videos, like with costumes, and it was like, and then they just do random posts about news in the mortgage industry in Australia, which were getting like 2 likes, you know?
Yeah.
Like his competitors aren't like doing really impressive stuff down there.
Personally, Corbin, I would follow. So the humor is fine, but that's kind of distracting, especially because getting a loan, that's like not a funny thing. That's like you know, that's if you can get more on like a personal level instead of the humor level. If you noticed his copy that he was using, he was getting very personal with the people. So if you can do that, I guarantee you're going to be able to crush them out better than all of the other people using their humor videos, you know?
Yeah. The detail, like pre-qualifying, being very transparent, it seems like is a good idea. Like, you know, we don't want to waste your time. So here's all the minimum requirements. Don't opt in unless you don't meet them, kind of thing.
Like you said, this is a major milestone in somebody's life. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're fixing to actually purchase their first home, You know, you want to base the ad copy around that excitement. You know what I mean? You want to get excited with them. You don't want them, you know, you're not going there to sell them. You're going there to excite them and let them know, hey, look, we want to make sure we're here for you. You know what I mean? We understand this is a very crucial time in your life, along with up there having graduating and having your first child. You know what I mean? This is an important step in your life, and we want to make sure we take the time and educate you on these things, blah, blah, blah. You talk to them like that, you know, there's no fluff right there. You're straight to the point. You're letting these guys know, I'm here to help you. I'm not here to throw you some videos, some ebooks, some PDFs. Like, I want to give you what you need, and then let me know where we need to go next.
Cool. Do you want to go over the slides now, Corbin? Is that cool?
Yeah.
So these, I mean, we've talked about like how, like, we obviously need it, right? But again, a lot of the people don't know how to do it. And so I'm just going to show you. And Kurt, if you have anything else, go ahead and shout it out there. But let me just quickly, I'm not going to go, let's do, yeah, let's do this one. So I'm going to go, can you see it? Let's do first. Oh yeah. So I'm not going to go over like all of it. I can send you these slides though. But this is basically something that I've put together just because I get a lot of people asking me about like, hey, I need help with this. And and Kara keeps making fun of me. She's like, dude, you just need to like create a customer research course because, like that's all you talk about when you're telling, you know, students or clients. But basically, so you have the customer research and then you're able to find out what it is. So like Kurt was saying, you have the website, the people know their industry, you find out, you relate to them, and then you give them simply what they want, right? So a lot of people, they start off like this. They're trying, you know, to sell something. They get all excited, and then it usually doesn't end up the way they want to, but it's because they're the ones. Let me pull this up bigger. Can you guys see that still?
Yeah.
So like they're the ones, like everyone starts off trying to sell something super and they're like really excited, but then they just get frustrated like this one because it never works. And the reason why is because they try to like create their own ideas. They try to create their own little avatar or whatever, which never ever works because you don't know your customer. Your customer knows themselves. So a lot of people, they say, create your avatar. What's it? Sorry, I've had a cold this past week. What's your avatar? What's their name? What do they do? What's their history? What are all these little things? And a lot of people make the mistake by placing their own like ideas inside of the mind of their own customers, which is wrong. Okay. So the way we want to do them is simply ask them questions and then give them the answers that they want. So we've got this little case study that I'll show you here later, but this was for one of my, this was for a childcare that I did. This was like when I first started running ads, and let me explode this real quick. So this is that ad that I was running just to go, with the customer research side of things. So I was running an ad for a childcare, and, you know, I said, hey, I went inside a bunch of Facebook groups for parenting, and I said, hey, or sorry. Okay, so this was actually for my bad. I'm going to show you that one later, but this was for something that I ran just to get like a lot of customer research because my wife was making a parent or like a mommy blog. So I said, hey, everyone, excited to be here. My wife and I are blessed with our first baby, our firstborn baby girl who is due in July, and we're so excited to be future parents. This is where I get into the customer research side of things. Now give it to us soon-to-be parents. What's the hardest thing about being a parent? Hardest thing for dads and hardest thing for moms, for example. And I mean, obviously this is a passionate niche. So I seriously got like almost 500 comments, and I replied back as soon as I could to make this more of a viral effect. And then what I did is I captured my screenshot every single comment that happened. And then what I ended up doing, let me go to, I'm going to pull up my Evernote, but I ended up, sorry, I ended up putting all of this in like categories, and I found out certain things that people were struggling with. And I've got that here later on in the slide. So, hey everyone, cool. So why most people will not succeed? We've already talked about this a little bit, but we're just going to go over it. They have an idea and they think it'll solve a problem. They have an idea that they think is great, but no one else cares about. They are also trying to sell a product that no one has, needs, or wants. They don't have proper data backing them up. They have false data backing them up. They have false ideas and connotations that they think will solve problems. A business owner does not know how to talk to their customers or clients, and they create their own ideas of a false avatar. We've already gone over that. So that second to last, a business owner does not know how to talk to their customers or clients. I've interviewed a lot of business owners, and they have an idea, but they still haven't done the proper research on what the people actually want. So the reason we want to do this is because it helps us. This is also known as like beta testing, test markets. It's been around, just people don't use it. But my story was the one that I just barely told you about. But another one, so I was trying to create like a book and sell it. And I was trying to crowdfund this book on Indiegogo. And I like tried to sell it and I didn't get any sales. And I was like, what the frick? So the reason I didn't sell anything is because no one wanted it. No one had an idea that it even existed. And then it wasn't solving problems. Plus, it wasn't something that was searched. I called it you plus them equals job. Like, unless I have a huge following, no one is going to type in that title, right? So this is always the first thing that you do. Customer research of firms that you can sell something. This is a smart way to do it, and you cannot do it, and you should not do it without customer research because you're just wasting time. And this is my favorite part. As soon as you get the customer research done, you then have 90% of the work done up front. So as soon as you get all of your research done, you're then able to plug in all of the answers and everything that you get inside of your landing video or your landing pages, your videos, your ads, your emails, and everything else. All you have to do is get proper customer research done. Everything else is done for you already, kind of like what Kurt was saying. So let me go. This is just like a little, so you do your customer research and it goes straight into everything, your videos, Facebook ads, Gmail or email, and then landing pages, right? So these are a few ways that I like to do it. So I use the I'm confused method, and let me go. I think this was the one. So this was on April 4th. Like, hey, I'm doing some research on buying a house, the good, the bad, and the ugly. What are some thoughts you have when buying a house? So I would love to know the things you have struggled with when it comes to buying a home. So this is just on my feed, but I went and got all of these different responses. And then I was able to find out that a lot of people were struggling with certain things. And then I just put that inside of the ad. So I went over all the responses, find out certain topics or trends that people were talking about. And then I just plugged that inside of the ads. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you can do that. Also, let me see if I can find. Oh, this is that one. Okay, cool.
See, Matthew just hopped on too, so.
Oh, Matthew, you here?
He's got a muter right now.
Let's see. Where's my boy at? What's up, Matthew? I think you might be on. Can't really hear anything. I think it might be your screen or your audio. Anyway, I'll keep going through this. But Matthew, if you have questions, like pop in or do something in the chat box. So yeah, there's tons of ways that you can use it. I use the I'm confused method. I'm going to go over that here in a sec inside of Facebook groups. You can also use the search bar inside of Facebook groups according to your niche. So like you use the keyword struggling, newbie, need help, help issues. Basically, you're going to use the language of a struggling person when it comes to that certain niche. So for instance, we're going to go to ClickFunnels just because it's very relevant since we're all doing this stuff. But I'm just going to type in struggling. Oops. And I'm going to push enter. And then we're going to find all of these questions. Struggling to pin my story, right? Any feedback where to start? Struggling to create amazing headline copy fast. So it looks like he's trying to sell something. I'm happy enough with my intro and how I transition to the bulk of the class, but I'm struggling with how to transition from the class, blah, 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 okay? So now we've found a different way, but what you're going to do is you're going to go inside like different groups according to your niche. And then you're going to type in struggling keywords. So like, I'm struggling, I'm having a hard time, I don't know how, those kinds of keywords. And then you're going to find out what people are posting, okay? So that's for that. You can also use Quora. I don't use this, but it's just another place where you can go to get, this is where like people go and ask questions and get answers. You can send out forms to your email list or your following. So just like how I did with my profile, you can search Google. This is okay, but it's, I mean, it's kind of hard to find like real personalized data from Google, but I like using instead Amazon book reviews. So let's just say you're on Amazon, and Matthew, while you're listening, this is really good for you with your goal program too. So keep that in mind as well. So I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff, but keep in mind just keep in mind your product as well. So I'm just going to type in mortgage book. And how to pay off your mortgage in 5 years, slash your mortgage with a proven system. So basically, what you can do is you'll get like the books, right? But the more important part is the reviews. And then you have all of this pre-written data of what people are saying. So this is, I mean, all of like, what the heck is an LTE HELOC at 2%, right? You have to be able to know what people are going through to be able to get the right info so that you can properly market. And I love these because this is like people are going and they are writing their words of what they've been struggling with or how they like the book or whatever, okay? So these are the questions to ask, and you mentioned this earlier. So I go inside groups, I go inside my profile, and I ask these questions. Hey, so I call out my customer. Hey, industry, potential future customer. I'm a little confused on something, ... When it comes to problem, industry, etc. What is it that you struggle with the most? I'm doing some due diligence for a friend, because your client is your friend and you're helping them out, right? Also, you got the other ones, like, I'm confused on something. What is it you look for when it comes to problem or industry? What's your biggest problem when it comes to blank? What have you tried? Did it work? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to achieve? How would you feel if this problem was gone? What are your biggest goals when it comes to blank? What do you want to accomplish when it comes to blank? And then you can obviously create your own after you get, certain responses. So these is like the formula that I use. So you go and you post inside groups. You post inside your profile. You get 200 to 300 responses. You'll capture all the data. I mean, that's a lot, but like I personally like doing a ton because then I don't have to do anything else after that. But you'll start to notice a trend. You'll start to notice people will start saying almost the same exact things, just worded differently. So you're going to look for 5 to 10 similar responses. They will use similar words, phrases, etc. So for the example, when it comes down to entrepreneurialism or whatever, I want to make money because I want the freedom to do what I want. I'm sick of working 9 to 5 under someone else. I wish I had more freedom. I need more freedom in my life instead of working the 9 to 5 grind, etc. After you capture all of your responses, you're going to notice the trend, and the trend is the word freedom, and possibly 9 to 5, because we have it here and then we have it here. And then after that, you document, basically you capture all the data, you capture all the responses, whether it's screenshot or whatever, or copy and paste, analyze it, and then you'll have a good idea of what to do next. So this is where I store it. This is where I screenshot it and then put it inside of Evernote, Google Docs, Google Forms. This is great for the survey stuff on my phone. So I'll take a screenshot of anything and then I'll just paste it. And then just whatever it is, put it somewhere so you'll have it for future tense. So here's that thing that I showed you earlier. It was for that, you know, the mommy blog. I captured and screenshot all of the responses, put it inside of Google Docs. I put it also inside of Evernote, and I found out that the biggest struggles that people had when it came to being a parent were the top 5 things here in this order. So their main concern or problem was sleep deprivation or being exhausted or tired. Those were the exact words they were using. And then I had no idea because I'm a dude, but the second highest like problem that women were facing was breastfeeding. I had no idea that breastfeeding was such like a big deal and that it was a struggle. I just thought like, oh yeah, you just, you know, you just do it. But no, it's a huge deal to these women. And it was really interesting, but I never, ever would have thought that, oh, breastfeeding is an issue because I'm a freaking dude. So now that I have this information, I can create, you know, PDFs, cheat sheets, whatever it is that will help solve a problem within 5 to 7 minutes of your person getting it. I can create like how to do breastfeeding better. Obviously that's a sucky headline, but you get the point. It's how to properly breastfeed without blank, or how to do this without blank. The third, no personal time or independence. So a lot of women were feeling, they just didn't have their personal time to do other stuff because they were with their children and kids the most. They also cared about opinions of others, and they struggled with time management, juggling, and routines. So all of these I gathered from that post that had the 480 comments, put it inside of Google Docs and Evernote in order according to topic, which led me to these 5 things. And I have now a ton of information that I can now use to, crush out all of my leads and examples. And then I can do one-time offers, whatever. All right. So here's your homework. Go inside a Facebook group niche, a niched Facebook group, and you're going to go inside and you're going to do customer research. You're going to call out who you're talking to. You're going to say you're confused because people love to help. When it comes to blank, so like buying a home or getting a mortgage, what's your number one biggest problem you face? I'm doing some due diligence for a friend for honest reason and why. A friend who owns 1K. So after posting, you're going to go. So like, let's just do this. You're going to go and click this button and you're going to save the post. Okay. So this is unsaved, but you're going to go inside of wherever you're at. You're going to paste this and you're going to save it. And then this allows you to go inside your saved area. So this is my saved. And now I can simply go back to my post and I'll get all the information. So I'm going to do that again. Actually, I'm going to go from home. Since I just saved it, I'm then going to go to saved right here. And then these are all of my saved posts. And because I just saved it, I can click this and anything that I will get, whether it's comments or likes, will appear here. See that? Corbin? Y'all there?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, cool. So after you do that, you're going to, where was it? When you get comments, people are going to comment or whatever. You're going to, oh, this is from my other training. I was getting really technical into it. But basically, you're going to comment as soon as people, comment, you're going to reply back, which will then create the viral post, which will then allow other people to see it, which then will make more people comment, and then you'll get more comments and more data, right? So reply back as fast as possible. You're going to take screenshots or copy and paste the answers that you get, put it inside of Google Docs or Evernote or whatever you use for taking notes. You're then going to get 100 to 300 responses. You're going to analyze the data that you get, and you're going to use the words that they're using, and you're going to rinse and repeat inside of other groups, okay? And then after that, you're just going to plug it inside of all of your ads and whatever. So I wanted to bring up this blog post just for an idea. This was the ad that I ran for the childcare. and I'm the oldest of 8, but I had no idea what childcare providers were looking for. Not only that, though, what parents were looking for when it came to enrolling their kids into childcare. So what I did was I went and used that method inside of childcare provider groups. I also used it for parenting groups. And this is exactly what I said. And we got like, what, 50, I think we got like 50 leads in 2 weeks. And at the end of the day, I think like, I don't know, he said we started at like 35, and then a couple weeks later, he said we were at 42. So that's pretty cool. But hey, Albuquerque parents, I'm Julie. In order to celebrate our new location, so there's your reason, I'm doing something crazy to promote our family-owned childcare center. We're giving 10 parents a voucher for a free week of childcare for their kids. Get one now by clicking this link. And then this is where I go inside the bullet points, right? This is what people are looking for. With over 20 years of experience in Albuquerque, starting as a new home childcare to commercial location, we know our parents are looking for the following. Then all of these things are exactly what the parents told me when it comes to enrolling their kids in a childcare and what they look for. So transportation, you got nutritious meals, large playground, cleanliness and organized, and that the turnover rate of employees is low because parents want to, have established people there who are, there on a regular basis so that it creates the trust. And then I used a ton of images, made it look very appealing, very nice. And then people just clicked and they signed up. So there's a ton of information that you've now got. And this is recorded, so you can check this out. And if you want, and then Matthew, same thing for you. You can go and check this out with the same link. It's going to be, just for Kurt's sake, is going to be unlisted so that no one else can see it. But yeah, go ahead and go through these videos. I'm going to stop. Go ahead and go through this video again if you missed a little bit of the beginning. But do you have any other questions or anything? And then Matthew, if you have questions, put it in the chat box on the right. Oh, looks like you did.
That was pretty awesome. Thanks for explaining all that, Tucker.
Yeah, dog. No, that's good, man. Looks like Kurt left. He didn't even say he was leaving. That's funny.
He's like, I'm out.
But yeah, so any more questions or anything? I know it's kind of confusing. I'm still working on my methodology, but
no, it makes a lot more sense now. Like the precise details of how to do the research is what I was missing, and that's, yeah, you filled the need perfectly.
Sweet. Cool. Yeah, well, I guess that's it. We got it done in like an hour. That's sweet. But yeah, what's up, Matthew?
Hey.
You got your music up or your audio?
Oh, I've been listening. I missed the first about 20 minutes because there's a time zone gap that I forgot about. So I got up early, and it was like 8:30 or something. So
no, that was my bad. I said I didn't put like MST, or I didn't even say like the exact time, and I thought we were on the same time, like the same time zone, but I guess we're still an hour behind. Or
you're in Arizona?
It's not. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock right now.
That's so funny. It's 10 here. Sorry, bro.
Oh, that's okay. No, don't worry about it. I think I caught a lot of the good stuff, though. You were talking earlier. I'll go back and listen to the part that I missed, but I kind of put it together. It looks like you're just going to Facebook groups and asking them, and then taking that information, and then you post it back out as you launch, because you're defining your target audience through the answers of people in Facebook groups.
Exactly. Yep. So with you in your case, so we were talking about mortgage because that's what Corbin's working on right now. But again, it always, I'm sorry, guys, I've got a terrible cough. It always comes down to the customers. It always comes down to what their needs are. After you find out their needs, you then give them what they want. Okay. After you do that, you can go and get a ton of different answers. I use my profile. I use Google, or I use Facebook groups, and I use that, and then I'm a fan. I don't use it a lot, but I'm a fan of Amazon book reviews.
Yeah.
Because they're all on certain topics. So after I go, capture all the data, put it inside somewhere, analyze the data, find out what the biggest needs are, and then you create something, whether it's a video, whether it's a PDF or whatever, that will help solve that problem within 5 to 7 minutes of them getting it. Okay. Yeah. So the faster you can create that and the faster you can hit that wow factor right off the spot or right off the bat, then people will be like, oh my gosh, Matt knows his stuff. Holy crap, this company knows their stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
Cool.
So the groups that I joined, I'm going to look for like a goal setting group or an entrepreneur group, or I guess if I go after an entrepreneurial group, then that's kind of already me defining my own audience, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can have an idea if you want to sell to entrepreneurs, or if you want to sell to business owners, or if you want to, blogging, you could niche down your niche. So like bloggers, I'm doing some, I'm confused about something. When it comes down to, setting goals for your blog, what is it that you struggle with the most? And then you just go into it. And then you can get all these different responses. So Corbin, on your hand, I would either go into parenting groups and kind of word it on that personal level, and don't make it look like you're doing customer research. That's the key. Mm-hmm. But you want to say like, hey, dudes, I'm a little confused on something about buying a home. When it comes down to blank, what is it that you struggle with the most? I'm doing some due diligence for a friend or whatever. And then they're going to be like, oh my gosh, boom, 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 boom. You're going to reply back to them, try to get more information. And then that's all. So a little bit of information overload, but keep watching this video. It'll make more sense. And then just go apply.
Thanks, man. Amazing.
Sick dudes.
Nice to meet you, Matthew.
Nice to meet you.
We were just messaging a day or two ago. I don't know. Oh, I'm going to build an IKEA bed.
Sweet. Matt, what about you?
I'm going to finish my tripwire funnel.
Cool.
And then get started on some research. But spending the time with my girl too. Most of my family's gone right now, so it's me and my daughter. So we're going to hang out a little bit today.
Nice. Cool. Well, if there's anything else, let me know. But yeah, this has been fun. I love customer research, and my wife keeps saying like, you need to write a book because I love it so much.
Yeah, I would make a course and start selling that.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So that's why I'm doing this, because I'm still working on like my methodology and working on like how to make it make a lot of sense and applicable for everyone.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll figure it out. But I'm going to head out. I'm going to go kiss my wife. And yeah, shoot me a message. If you guys have anything, let me know.
Awesome. Thank you, Tucker.
All righty. Peace.
Corbin, nice to meet you. Take care.